Imran Khan's supporters outraged. Arrested over the weekend, the former Prime Minister has been convicted and jailed for illegally selling state gifts and banned from office for 5 years. A national icon for his cricketing heroics, Khan was elected Prime Minister in 2018 on a promise to create a new Pakistan. But the initial wave of optimism and his relations with Pakistan's powerful military soured. Khan ousted in a no-confidence motion in April 2022. The former PM and his supporters demanded fresh elections. At one rally, Khan was shot in the leg in an assassination attempt.
As I was falling, these bullets went over my head. All I want is a proper investigation into this.
The last credible poll had support for Imran's PTI party at 61%. His conviction now rules him ineligible to stand. It also meant we couldn't go ahead with an interview we had booked with him the very next day. However, I did manage to speak to Imran before all that, while he was under house arrest in Pakistan. It's a poor quality connection, but we think in the circumstances, what he had to say is important enough for you to hear anyway.
They're determined that my party should not win the elections. Now, the problem they face is that my party, since we've been out of power, out of 37 by-elections, we swept 30 of them. My party is by far the biggest party in Pakistan right now. And according to all opinion polls, will sweep the election. They are determined now to cut the party to size. So 10,000 of my workers are in jail. And my entire senior leadership is in jail or hiding.
Do you fear for your life?
All surveys are showing we are, by far, arguably the most popular party in our history. And that's why I think that they will try to attempt to kill me again. Because, they think that even if they put me in jail or even if they disqualify me, we will still win the election.
What's going to happen to you in prison?
Whatever they do, whatever they will be election. PTI, Tehreek Insaf will win the election. Why? Because you can do what they want with me or my workers, but the vote bank stands firmly behind PTI now. PTI will sweep the elections no matter how much they win the elections. That's why they are so scared now.
Do you think you'll be tortured?
I don't know. We have our senior members have been picked up. They stripped him naked, they tortured him. My chief of staff, he was stripped naked, tortured for 2 days. So, God knows I'm prepared for everything. But the fact is that, this is something, I call this a struggle for our genuine freedom. Real freedom comes with rule of law, where the powerful cannot get away with things like what they're doing right now. This tiny elite which has ruled Pakistan, this is a battle against them. And this is really till I'm alive. I will fight right to the end.
With Khan in jail, overnight Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif dissolved Parliament ahead of a general election in November.
I'm not allowed on any Pakistan TV channel right now. My name cannot be mentioned on any electronic media today, even in the print media.
Why exactly is that?
So this is what's going on. I mean, it's a reign of terror. They've totally muzzled the media, even the judiciary cannot protect our fundamental rights. And as I said, all these people are in jail illegally because they were political workers doing peaceful protests.
I think many people watching this would remember you as the cricket hero who won the World Cup in our own country. You've got a special relationship with this place, and it's fair to say that your life's changed pretty drastically since then. When you look back at that period in your life, does it feel like that was a totally different person?
I got a lot of respect and fame for cricket. And I really needed to do nothing else for the rest of my life and just, talk about cricket on television and lead a very easy existence. But I felt that, my country had given me so much love and respect. But I realized that, what I really want is that we should build a welfare state in Pakistan, where a state looks after the poor people, rather than them, the tiny rich get richer and the majority of the people live in a sea of poverty. So all I can do is try my best. And I have been for 27 years struggling for this. So this is a struggle. Whether I succeed or not, I will try my best. If I had not gone through the mill, 20 years on the cricketing field, walking onto the field and taking one challenge up, facing losing and winning, understanding the dynamics of losing, how to pick yourself from the ground. If I had not learned those lessons, I would have given up a long time ago. So I would not be able to certainly take the challenge which I face right now, the biggest in my life.
The biggest challenge of his life and a nation-defining challenge for the people of Pakistan.
I read that before Pakistan won the World Cup back in 1992, was it? He told his players to fight like cornered tigers.
Yeah.
The tiger is now cornered. What does he do now?
Yeah, well, I think what's really interesting is his certainty that it's not going to stop his party, the fact that he's in prison. I don't see a way he gets out of prison for I think that's done. But it may well be that his party still somehow gets hold of certain levers of power in Pakistan. It'd be fascinating to see how they handle that.
And it's not unheard of in Pakistan for someone who's been in prison to turn into the leader, into the president.
And leaders then to... It's almost a bit of a cycle, which is... I mean, let's be clear. Imran Khan has his critics within the context of Pakistani politics, but there are two separate issues. One is him as Prime Minister and whether you like or you don't like his... And then the way he's being handled now and whether or not he should be able to contest the election. They're actually separate arguments.
And there's a move that I read within his party, the PTI, to somehow bury the hatchet with the military, so potentially to keep them in the election, but then to not alienate their base because their base doesn't want them to be cosy with the military. So it's quite the tightrope that they're trying to walk.
Yeah, you become friendly with the military and you get in power and then suddenly they fall out and then it's a very difficult cycle to break.
Great job, great interview.